So, my name is Kira. I am from Atlanta. I'm a native. Shout out to the South Side, College Park. I've been singing since I was 9 years old. I started off in theater, and then after a while, I realized that I really enjoy singing. So, I started my artistry journey when I was 16. I auditioned for The Voice. That was like my first real industry opportunity. Things didn't go, as planned, but it just paved the way for me writing songs and producing my own music. And with the help of my dad and his production label, we've just been doing a lot of songs. And ever since, I've just been releasing EPs. I have an EP out now and singles. And ever since, I've just been on this artistry journey, really discovering who I am, discovering my sound, discovering, what I like, a lot of new gifts that I've enhanced over time. And I feel like I'm in a place now where I for sure know who I am, which is a singer. I'm a rapper. I creative direct. I do a lot of things. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about who inspired you to start singing. Did like any like R&B soul singer, somebody inspire you?
Um, I feel like my parents inspired me. I
Okay.
just grew up in a household where it was nothing but music. And I feel like for me, I got the best of both worlds.
I can tell because I tell you, you've been listening to that good music.
I'm telling you, I'm just an old spirit. I know I'm in my 20s, but I feel like spiritually I'm like 50. Just because I grew up in a household where there was classical music playing, where at the same time there was hip hop playing, and then there's R&B and all these different sounds. So I always gravitated to, music that derives from genuine authenticity.
Yeah.
And I feel like that reflects in my music a lot. Like a lot of people are like, why are you like this? And I'm like, I can't help it. I love aura. I love genuine musicality, just grit. I love that.
Yeah, you got that old soul, that
Hey,
good music soul.
I'm not mad at that. I'm
I
not
know
mad.
that's right. You can't be. That's that good music.
Hey.
When did you realize, like, when you got into the music, like, okay, this ain't no hobby no more. I'm gonna take this real serious.
Honestly, I think I realized that when I was 16, when I really started writing my own music, and then people would tell me, you're a songwriter. Because initially I just felt like I was just writing what I felt and things I was going through. But then when people were like, no, like, you should be a singer. And honestly, truly, my dad knew the vision. Before I knew the vision, but I was just like, oh, you just talking.
That parent talk.
That parent talk. But I think once I really started branching into my own music and writing and putting my hands in production and that kind of a thing, that's when I realized, okay, I don't like doing anything else just as much as I like doing music. So definitely when I was at that age.
Okay. So let's talk about your first performance that made you say, you know what? Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. Okay. It was 2014, and my dad knows exactly what I'm about to say, but it was 2014. It was for a middle school performance. We were singing a soundtrack from a movie, Sparkle, with Jordan Sparks and Whitney Houston.
Oh, yeah.
It was a song at the end called One Wing. And my chorus teacher was just doing songs at the time. And she assigned me this solo. It was kind of hard, but I was like, I'm going to, go for the challenge. And I sung it, and my parents were honestly in shock. I feel like initially my parents were just like, okay, I'm a supporter. Like, she wants to sing, fine. Sometimes kids just get into stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't.
Yep.
But I feel like this performance in particular was like, oh no, like, she can sing. Like, she has a gift.
Right.
And I even feel like for myself, even looking back at it, I really just zoned out. I really went into this zone that I've never experienced before. And I realized then, like, wow, like, I really enjoyed this outlet that I discovered thanks to my parents for just pushing me. Because I wasn't, that kid that told my parents, I want to do this. It took something, it took a while because I was insecure. I was super shy. So I was really in my shell a lot. So they had to push me. Okay. But that was one of the only times where I'm like, you know what?
They pushing me the right way.
I think they're onto something here,
I know that.
So, yeah, definitely that performance. I feel like for my parents and myself, where we were both like, okay, it's time to work. So let's work,
Okay. What's some of the things people misunderstand about being naturally talented?
Oh, that's a good one. I feel like people misunderstand that, we have to shed too. Shed means practice. I'm sorry. It's a Berkeley term.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like people just think it just comes naturally, and though it does, we still have to take the steps to be better and craft ourselves, still sharpening steel. We still have to be in that practice room just as much as somebody who might not be God, given of this ability. So I think sometimes they just feel, oh, you can do it. And it's just like, I have to shed too sometimes. Like even
Mm-hmm.
now, there's some songs where I'm like, ooh, technically this is crazy. So I need to get in that shed and and build. But I feel like that's what makes it great. I feel like that's the process that makes you better.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just appreciate the flaws and just everything in it, because it makes you a better artist, and most importantly it's going to help you grow, and you always have to grow in entertainment. It's never not stopping.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm here for that. I'm here for the
Okay.
challenge.